guys, welcome to my channel. So in today's video I wanted to share with you guys some of my frugal living tips and hacks that I do in my everyday life that I thought would benefit you a lot. I do have another frugal hacks video already. I'll link it down below and I'll put it in the cards right now, so be sure to check it out. It's definitely important to be frugal right now, but not only right now, I think it's important to be frugal all the time. I just thought I would share these tips with you guys, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like this video if you enjoy it. Please subscribe to my channel below, and without further ado, let's get started. So my number one tip is only have one credit card. Find the one that has the best rewards for you. For example, if you travel a lot, get a credit card that has travel points. If you use it a lot to go to the grocery store, get one that gives you cash back. I think having multiple credit cards might seem like it's a good idea, but it's never free money. It's very easy to fall into the trap of spending all that money and then ending up not being able to pay your full balance at the end of the month. So while it's extremely important to have at least one credit card, it would actually take you over 10 credit cards for it to start affecting your credit score positively, and that's a lot of cards to have. At that point, it's extremely difficult to keep up with your minimum payments, your monthly payments when the bill even comes out. So I definitely do not recommend people have more than one credit card. That's really all you need to establish yourself as a credit holder, as somebody who's paying credit cards on time or before the statement comes out. As I mentioned in my previous video, do check it out. I'll put it in the cards now. Paying your credit cards off before the statement comes out actually improves your credit score by a lot, and it's one of those high impact factors that they look at. So definitely, I go more into it in my previous video, so definitely check it out. If you have any questions on this topic, definitely drop them down in the comments below and I will answer all the questions you guys leave. And yeah, I hope you guys find this helpful. So tip number 2 is sell your stuff. My tip here is everything can be sold at the right price. Put an item that you want to sell on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or Kijiji. So if you list an item and it's not selling at say $30, list it at $25 and see how that goes, and you can always adjust the price. But my main tip for this is that you can always sell everything at the right price, and I think it's better to get a couple of dollars for an item than to just throw it out. My tip number 3 is stop late night Amazon shopping. Browsing Amazon is a fun activity, but it can actually lead to a lot of impulse buys. The way to combat that I found, if I want to buy something, I will put it in my cart, and that really kind of gives you the same boost of endorphins as if you actually purchased an item, and then revisit the item a few days later, and you will find that 9 times out of 10 you don't actually want this item anymore. You don't really need it and you never needed it. It's a good way to kind of curb this unnecessary shopping.
Hire me as your marketing strategist.
Tip number 4 is do it yourself. Now, I'm not saying that you should cut your own hair if you don't know how to do that, or that you should cut your husband's hair if you don't know how to do that. But if you do know how to do that, I think you should definitely do that.
See, this is the color I want.
If you can do your own nails, do your own pedicure, change your car's oil, change, I don't know, tires, cut your own bangs, cut your own grass. You know, the list goes on, but you can save a ton of money if you just become kind of more self-sufficient and can just do all these things that you would normally hire outside help for, if you can just do them yourself. Tip number 5, and probably one of the most important ones, is to actually create a budget that you want to follow. Create a budget that benefits your life. For example, if you're a couple and you have a single budget, both people have to agree on it. You can't just, one person can't just create a budget and expect the other person to like follow it. Both people have to agree to it and have to be okay with it and have to want to follow it for it to actually be successful. So that's definitely something to consider. If you're a married couple, a budget has to be created together, not one person creating the budget and imposing the budget rules on the other person. So when we were creating our budget, for example, that was definitely something we talked about and we both agreed upon. Now, my next one is a tip I actually really love. Learn from people who know more than you. Join join a community of like-minded people. If you know someone personally in your life who you really admire, talk to them, email them, call them, just try to learn as much as you can from that person. If you don't have anybody in your life personally, there are so many Facebook groups, there's so many like Reddit threads where there's like whole communities, whole conversations of like-minded people. I love being a member of several frugal living groups, FI groups, financial independence, FIRE movement groups, minimalist groups. It's just awesome to like learn from these people, to be inspired, to be more frugal, more sustainable. It's just a wonderful thing to learn from other people what you might not know yourself. So that's a huge tip. I mean, it goes for everything in life. If you want to become better at something, find a mentor, find somebody who inspires you. My next tip is to revisit your budget frequently. So you might write out a budget for 1 month, but your expenses change month to month a lot of the time. I know mine do. Energy uses changes, the car expenses change, trips and things like that. We definitely have to revisit the budget frequently from summer to winter, and it's actually a huge important step. Like a budget is not like one size fit all. Your life changes, and so you have to like revisit your budget to make sure you're actually following it and to make sure it serves your life, that it's not just like this stringent blueprint which you can't actually follow. So that's a huge tip. I should be better about following that myself, but it's something I'm definitely working on, and I urge you guys to do the same. Now my next tip is actually to return items on time. If you bought something and you try it on or you try it out and it's not a good fit, or it's like a maybe, 9 times out of 10 is gonna be a no, and you should definitely return it, and return it on time so that you can get your money back, so that you don't have like a bunch of maybe items sitting in your house that you're not really using, you're not really sure if you're gonna use, you're probably might use, probably maybe, but you're actually not gonna be using them. So definitely be sure to return all your purchases on time. My next tip is to watch out for temptations. For example, if you're somebody who loves to upgrade and their phones every single year, in my opinion, that's not super sustainable. I mean, it's not for everybody. Some people have to do it, some people want to do it, but definitely if it's something like you're working on, then watch out for that temptation. Maybe if you know like a new iPhone's coming out, don't like go and look into how cool it is, you know, just ignore it for a while, kind of give it some time, and that might actually help you to not just like rush in and buy it right away. As I mentioned before, also like whenever you go shopping prepared. Don't go shopping on an empty stomach, for example. Just avoid temptations. Like if you love buying your kids toys, maybe have a limit for yourself where you only go and check out like new toys once in 2 months or something like that. So definitely just be okay with like saying no to yourself more, setting limits, setting boundaries for yourself, and that's definitely gonna first of all help you be more accountable and also just live a simpler, less like cluttered life. My next tip is Dollar Tree is your best friend. Dollar Tree is awesome. Like you can buy literally the exact same cleaning supplies as you would for like $5 or $7 at a regular grocery store. The same stuff you can buy at the Dollar Tree for $1. You can find cleaning supplies, toilet paper, holiday decor, stationery, kids toys, even some socks and stuff like that at the Dollar Tree that's like good quality or same quality, same brands as a regular store, but it's for $1. So whenever like I have a list of something I need to buy, I definitely just check out Dollar Tree first and see if they have it, and then if they don't, then I go elsewhere and try to find it there. Tip number 7 is when shopping, make a list and stick to it. Sounds easy enough, but it's actually not that easy to accomplish. For example, before I go shopping, I usually have a good meal so that I'm not like starving and rummaging through the store and going to like ice cream section and cookies and all these things that are not that filling but that your body's craving. Your body's craving sugar when your sugar levels in the blood are very low because you're hungry. And so I make sure to always bring a bottle of water with me and to always eat before I go out and do my shopping. Now sometimes I can even go as far as estimating the cost for every single item that I will buy, so that I know exactly how much I will be spending that time. I can budget way more accurately. That's actually what I call extreme budgeting, because every single item on your shopping list. You kind of estimate the dollar amount for how much you're gonna spend, and then you know exactly what to expect at the store, so then when you're in line you're not like suddenly it's like, oh, $300 for your groceries, which is insane. But it has happened before. That's why I still do it from time to time, just to kind of curb the spending at the grocery store. Now my next tip is to buy quality items, quality clothing, shoes, kitchen things, quality children's toys. In order to do that, I usually opt for quality materials. So like wood and silicone are definitely my favorite versus just plastic. Plastic is not that durable. It's also very harmful. A lot of it is not BPA free, and it's leaching all these chemicals into your food, into your children's faces and mouths. It's just not very nice to know that there's all these like extra chemicals. So I definitely opt for silicone and for wooden things. And when it comes to children's toys, definitely plastic things don't last. So it's not even worth your money. Like, it might cost you a couple dollars to buy this toy, but it's only gonna last you like a week, and then it's gonna be broken, and it's just gonna be like a piece of junk in your house. So I definitely prefer to buy toys made out of good quality materials. My next tip is do not declutter just to get more stuff. Declutter in order to live a simpler life, a more calm life, nicer existence, than to just constantly bring in new stuff into your house so that you have to declutter because you just run out of space. For example, I love to declutter and just breathe freely, have like empty space on my shelves, empty space in my closets, and kind of just have space in your life. So definitely when you declutter, try to do it in a more like minimalistic way. Like, you declutter because you want to have less clutter, not to bring in more clutter into your life. My next tip, find free activities in your area. Us as a family, we always try to do something that's free on the weekends. We can, in our area, we can go hiking or we can go to the beach. It's free, it's wonderful, it's amazing. I can't tell you enough about how great it is to go hiking in nature or go to the beach. There's always free activities for kids or for adults any time of year, anywhere pretty much. So definitely find free activities. They're usually a lot of fun, and you don't have to break the bank, you know, to do something fun for just yourself or with family. And my final tip is to save the energy. That goes for everything, for turning off lights if you're not in that room, turning off water, turning off heaters, ACs, things like that, trying to drive less, possibly use public transit more, or walk more, or bike more. So these are my frugal living tips. I really hope you guys found these helpful. If there's something that really benefits your life, definitely drop it down in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you find it helpful, and also subscribe to my channel below if you guys are new here. I post new videos weekly, so be sure to tune in. Press that bell notification button so that you guys don't miss out any of my new videos.